The video for March 1st, 2017 is entitled "Corporations Are the Problem." Donald Trump's promise to, quote, drain the swamp, end quote, was totally meaningless as long as the corporate structure remains in operation anywhere on the planet. Quote, the swamp, end quote, is a corporate entity, a legal fiction, and a crime against human rights and moral decency. Corporations are a total scam, and that is the problem that must be addressed. Without that, nothing will change. There will be no peace on earth, no promised kingdom of heaven in physical form or manifest reality. I, for one, am tired of empty promises that are really lies. I am not a corporation, and neither are you. Nevertheless, we are treated as such, since corporations can only lawfully and legally deal with other corporations, like with like. If you cannot see this, I'm sorry, you are not only still asleep, you are blinded by the bullshit all over your face. You don't see it? Of course not. That's the problem. Few see it due to the brainwashing we've endured all of our lives. Indeed, I'm recording this not quite, well, yeah, just past noon my time instead of early in the morning, as I've been doing for quite a while now. And I did that because I had several things that were working on me in this morning as I meditated and as I reviewed some of the things that had been sent to me. And I didn't decide until a little bit ago what I was actually going to deal with, and the problem is the corporations. Now, I mean, I have friends that are really behind Donald Trump, and they see change. I look at what Donald Trump is doing, and I don't see any change at all. He's got a whole bunch of Khazarian Jews that have been appointed to important positions. The financial system and the corporate structure hasn't been touched a bit. In fact, corporations are suing people and countries that try to stand up for human rights and try to get recompense for the pollution and all of the other problems caused by the corporations whose only goal is to make more money and to exert more influence over the people. And if they are really people, they are demon-possessed individuals that are at the top of this pyramidal structure. And that is what we need to wake up to. We are not going to change it without divine intervention somehow that takes out these people or awakens enough of humanity to the point of actually taking action and doing something about it. It's not going to, are extraterrestrials going to do it? I don't know. I'd like to believe that an angelic realm or extraterrestrial realm is going to impinge on the human realm and set the human race free, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I've expected that a long time ago. Early in my life, I expected to see that, and I've lived, as I've said, 70 years plus, and I haven't seen the promises being kept. Now, who made the promises? I always believed it was God or the Creator that made the promises. But I look at religion, and religion does not uplift truth. It does not uplift the Creator. On the contrary, it pits one religion against another, one person against another, and you end up fighting, and you don't fulfill the basic requirement of spiritual reality, and that is to love one another. We can't love one another if we don't even listen to one another, if we can't hear each other, if we can't see the problem. We are the problem then. But we don't see it because we're so much engulfed in it that it blinds us to all of the reality of what happens when you put corporations in charge. Again, you have to understand that a corporation is not a real thing. It is an artificial construct made by beings that want to control other beings. It is a slavery system. It doesn't matter what country you live in. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter any of the variables that you want to put into the mix. None of them matter until we reach the central point of decorporatizing the world. Because as long as the corporate structure remains intact, there can be no kingdom of heaven on earth. It can't exist. It can't exist in a fiction. Truth does not exist in a fiction. The fictional reality obliterates the truth. And we have to see that, or we're fooled and cajoled into continuing to follow a system that destroys us. And it will destroy us. It will destroy humanity on this planet for sure if we don't do something about the problem. We have to address the problem. Without that, everything else is meaningless. It doesn't matter how much you meditate. It doesn't matter how much you pray. It doesn't matter how many what do you call it when you're chanting, how many chants you do, and how many peace demonstrations you go to, until we are able to take control of the world from the people that have robbed us of our rights and robbed us of our inheritance. We're not going to have anything positive happen ultimately. That doesn't mean that our individual lives can't have good things happen here and there once in a while, but it's always going to be a mix. It's never going to be a road that leads to peace on earth. It's never going to be a road that leads to the fulfillment of the promises that I believe God made to us from the beginning, and they are interspersed throughout all of the religions and all of the teachings, and yet it gets covered up with a bunch of BS and a bunch of lies, to making the truth of no effect and of no value. What do I have to do? What does God have to do? What does anyone have to do to get people to see this and wake up? If he's going to drain the swamp, he's got to decorporatize the whole structure. He's got to demilitarize the establishment. Is it going to take a military thing? If it does, I don't believe that life can come out of killing. Killing comes from killing, not living coming from killing. We're not going to fix the problem by continuing to do the things that we've always done. We have to have a change. And the change has to be a change of consciousness and a change of heart. And without that, everything you hear, I don't care who's saying it, everything you hear is of no value and meaningless, including me. This is what I'm telling you is the only thing that's meaningful. It's the only thing that has true content in it. The solution is to love one another. The solution is to know and embrace the truth. And the truth is, we are all individuals created in the image of what we call God. It doesn't matter what color our skin is or any of the other variables, as I said. All that matters is that we have a spirit. And that spirit is an eternal part of ourselves. And if all life is going around and around and around and repeating and getting nowhere, I want out of it. I don't want to be part of it anymore. Not in this realm and not in any other realm. God, do you hear me? It doesn't make sense to continue to do play the game and to do the dastardly deeds that have been done to humanity for eons of time, millennia even. Folks, it's time for us to wake up. And we can't depend on political people to do it, even if at some point they may have been well-intentioned. They still fall far short. It takes a miracle. Will we get that miracle? I pray we will. Thank you for listening, and namaste.